Yeah, good times. So we Son Heung-min has signed officially for LAFC. 26.5 million, which is a league record. Is Son a league record worthy signing in your opinion?
I think yes. I think yes. I don't know. I feel like even just for well, I guess it depends on your angle. I don't know that much about LAFC's, record or how what they need to happen to make playoffs or, how good or bad they are. So I think that would probably, if I knew that, I could probably make a more educated opinion. But I do feel like just for the league and for purely marketing purposes, even like having a big name, I mean, he's really popular. He gets a lot of different, you know, different demographics kind of supporting. And I do feel like it's worth it even just in that sense. So
I think you're totally
I don't know.
right.
I'm, I'm for it.
Like as a hater, I am a self-proclaimed hater. We don't need to go into it, but like yeah, it's gonna like there are a few people who are like, oh man, what's the word? Like it's like the Beatles, right? There's few people that wherever they go,
Mhm.
like Mo Salah, every
Like
Egyptian
Shohei Otani.
yeah, will root for wherever Mo Salah is. Same thing with Otani. So like, Son is very much like that. Wow, Portland just scored. Um, so anywho, but no, Son's really he's like that. And to be fair, had Long not gotten injured, I think this would look even better because now it's like, oh crap, they need a center defender. I know some people are nervous if like Buonga and Son are gonna pass the ball to each other, but I have faith. I think it'll be all right.
I think they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And
So
how old is he? 33. So
which
maybe he'll be a little bit less like I don't know. Maybe I also just I mean not to interrupt myself, but I actually just saw right before this that there was like a press conference and he said he like admitted that he didn't actually like he initially wasn't wanting to go to LAFC or like he wasn't interested at first. And then he was convinced by the project and the description after the meetings he had, which I thought was a funny thing to just bluntly say like that. Like I did not want to go.
well because
They
there's still
convinced me, but
yeah, well, I mean, I guess it's good for somebody to be honest because like there is still a stigma out there about this league and stuff like that. But you know that I was shocked personally. Like maybe 33 scares teams away, but I thought he had plenty more top five
me
years
too.
in him.
Me too. I was shocked that he was leaving Spurs. I mean, again, I don't follow Spurs that closely, but and I obviously know that the change in leadership is what sparked all of this. But I was still shocked. I mean, he was just such a face of the club, and I feel like again, like you go honestly anywhere, but especially like you go to London, the amount of little kids you see with Son jerseys, like if it's pretty much like if you see a Tottenham jersey, you know that
Oh
what's
yeah.
going to be on the back of
Well,
it.
at this
So it's just
point,
crazy to give up like a club legend for
well,
kind
but
of like
they
when yeah, not
finished.
that old and
What did they finish? 16th or 17th or well,
yeah,
seven?
not good.
Yeah, not
They
good
won
at
a cup
all.
or they won a trophy.
And then the year after they sold Harry Kane, right? Like after they sold and sold and sold and sold. So of course he wants out. Like honestly, I'm concerned about Tottenham. But so you say league record
As
worthy
we should be.
word. So I was shocked to hear that that was a league record. I thought we had paid like the league had bought guys at more money, but I guess for a very long time and like with people like Messi, they just waited until the contract ran out,
Yeah,
which
yeah, and like I feel like with everybody else too, there is a lot of like behind the scenes loopholing going on with contracts or with just financials. So
it
I just never. I was like, I don't know what the actual total is that we've paid for anybody. Like, who knows what it actually is? But I was surprised too.
it used to be mad murkier. They used to not. They were just like it used to. It used to
Hey,
be
we paid
so murky.
this much.
Yeah, exactly. Because they just recently they've been really like as in the last 5 6 years they've really actually told us what they're buying and selling players for. So, so in that same vein, let's move on here to another groundbreaking moment for Major League Soccer. Georgi Mihailovic, former Fire legend. sold to TFC from
Say that first. That's the most important part.
So apparently this is brand new. Like not even like at those summer meetings or some shit. So there's now a mechanism where teams can pay cash straight up transfer fees for guys in league. And so TFC said, let's spend $8 million on Georgi Mihailovic to restart this project after the Italian fire, we'll call it. So I know this is like horrible for Colorado. Like they're starting to get picked apart like from the vultures.
Yeah.
But like Georgie, $8 million? Like am I crazy? You could have told me 2 when I was like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it just really feels like out of left field, and like the timing, like just surprised that that's who was like the emergency stopgap, and that's how much they're willing to pay for it. Not that not that he's not good, but just also note on his Wikipedia page, he still is pictured wearing a Fire jersey. So
excellent,
important,
very important. No, I like him as a player. I always have. It's wild, isn't it? So
yeah, I just wonder what calls went into that. Like, who picked up the phone and said, "Okay, you know what we need to do? Like, what talks culminated in this?" And then for them to actually go forward with it. Or I wonder too if, like, I don't know, Colorado was just like, "Oh, you want him? I don't know. Yeah, you can have him. You can pay $8 million," and they're like, "Sure."
No,
Colorado's like, "Shit."
No, apparently here's the story. Colorado has been like, "Bitch, please." They keep smacking down offers. And eventually, Georgie was like, "Wait a second, we're talking about a lot of money here, dog. I don't mind. Let's get this going." So honestly, and I don't know if you know this either. Former Fire player Navarro, the left, was it Rafael Navarro? He is being pursued by Fluminense or whatever, however you say it, right?
Really? Yeah, Fluminense. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, which Colorado is trying to be like, no, I don't want this. Like they wanted to make a run, and now they're being picked apart. But Georgie at $8 million seems like a lot, but I guess I am the one who has always said you can pay a guy $1 billion. It doesn't matter. Like you pay him $1 over the DP mark or $1 billion, it's all the same. So.
Yeah.
So who cares, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's another thing is it might be like a use it or lose it thing in the MLS rules. Like you get one, like interleague buy, who knows? But I don't know, man. Pour one out for Colorado.
Yeah,
which is sad. And then
it's interesting too because he's 26, I guess. I mean, yeah, not that that's old, but it's not like he's spring chicken. Like he's been a few places, so good for him.
Well, he knows the league. He can perform in this league, and what is the most important thing in any team? That's spine. And so if they can get him in the center, maybe they can spend $27.5 million and break the record and get a striker and then get a center back. All of a sudden Toronto looks a lot better. So
I guess, and that is kind of what I was thinking. Like at 26, I was thinking you're not young enough to be like young, like a fresh young thing that you're willing to invest in, but you're not quite old enough to be like the main man leading everybody and like kind of that backbone. But I guess you're right. If he has been to a few different teams all within league, he does have the experience, even if he doesn't have necessarily the age.
No, he performed so well when he was in Vancouver, and he had when he was in Chicago, he was amazing, and then he had that big injury, and I think everybody got scared that he was never going to be the same. You know what I mean? Which, God, that still hurt. But I want to move on real quick to another one. I'm sorry. I'm such an MLS sicko. I'm like, you have these channels that are going to talk about the big news. We're talking about the MLS news, baby. So we brought up you pronounced it correctly. Could you do that again for me?
Fluminense.
Thank you. So they're after Lucho Acosta, FC Dallas.
Wow. I did not hear that. Yeah, this is a good thing that one of us knows about MLS transfers.
So they're talking about 3.5 mil, which sounds about right for a Lucho Acosta. I mean,
Yeah.
he played completely lights out in Cincy. He goes to, well, I guess, wait, he went from Mexico. God, what was the Lucho Acosta train here? DC?
DC to Dallas to Fluminense. I guess
Yes,
DC,
to Dallas. But what
then
DC? But
to
before DC,
Mexico,
he was in
then Cincy,
Mexico.
and Dallas.
So
Yeah,
DC, Mexico, Dallas, or Cincy and Dallas. So he's
Argentina.
performed every time he's been in the league, and one bad stop, like one rough year or start to the year in Dallas. Man, if you're $3.5 million is nothing to take a chance on a guy who could really explode and like actually
Yeah.
do something incredible. Let's see here.
Yeah, and
Other
Cincy wasn't that long. I mean, it was 2024, so it really
Well,
wasn't
yeah,
that long ago.
it's just not working in Dallas, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they got rid of Jesus Ferreira, which I don't know how that's going in Seattle. Didn't he might have got hurt, but yeah, it just blows the mind. Speaking of blowing the mind, remember all that shit we talked about Max Arston on one of your first episodes?
A lot of names came out that first episode, so I may remember.
So apparently Middlesbrough won him, and the crew are saying no, they're making their cup run. So I mean, I don't know. It's a much different time in existence for an MLS team to turn down a move overseas than it used to be.
Yeah,
It used to be an absolute travesty for the player's career.
yeah. But
But
honestly, yeah, I mean, Middlesbrough,
well,
better chance to stay there and do well and be picked up by somebody better, or
it's
stay there and become a club legend.
you're talking about Middlesbrough and MLS. You're talking about similar levels, in my opinion, of soccer, right? Middlesbrough is still in the championship, correct? So,
Yeah, I think so.
so for me, where are you going to be the flashiest? Like, and not like doing step overs, but like, where are you going to get the most love, hype, maybe like on enough
Yeah,
TV
star.
screens, that star power?
Exactly, PR.
Yeah, exactly. To build a little bit more cash and to get on your respected national team. In this instance, unfortunately, Jeddah is going to start, even if he's still got like one leg, but still. For other players, I think it just makes sense to be where you're the biggest, be where you can be the brightest star and be happy.
Definitely.
Like,
Yeah, to a point, of course, because that's would have said that about Florian Wirtz, for example. But I guess at a certain point, maybe that kind of thing runs its course once you get to be a big enough star that you don't need that. But I think we're not there yet with Maximilian yet.
No, I think Max Arston is still has some room to grow.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of growing, we've been talking about this all the time. Matt Turner to New England is actually official. Last week,
What a shit show.
It could have been worse. I thought it was going to take the whole rest of the window.
I thought it would take a long time. Yeah, that's true. I was shocked at how expediently they washed their hands of it.
I mean, you got to respect it. Like they need him. Like Lyon would improve as a team if they had him. They just can't.
Yeah,
they just can't make it happen. And then Muller to Vancouver is a done deal. I guess before we talk about that, is Turner going to be successful in MLS, or have we watched are we watching the downfall?
I don't know. I feel like it's tough, especially just after what he just went through with that. I mean, that can't feel good, or it just can't. Mentally, I feel like it's got to be kind of tough to be jerked around like that and kind of back and forth, and you're planning on one thing and you're expecting one thing, and then you're kind of like kicked down from it. I feel like, yeah, it just might be hard mentally to recover from that. We'll see, though. I mean, he doesn't feel anything about it. Maybe he's fine. Maybe I'm reading all these feelings into him.
Well, yeah, every person is different, right? So like some people that's
Yeah.
motivating and they're like
And
gonna
he's like,
play
now, exactly. Yeah.
might
Yeah.
play the best
Now I'm
ball of
going
his
to prove
life.
everybody wrong.
But other people that might be
Yeah.
the literal end of their career and they can't mentally get past it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's wild
Yeah.
to think. Like I don't dislike Mac Turner despite the what might have been said last week. But I am glad that this got wrapped up. Like I talked about how I wasn't proud how funny I found the whole saga, but now that the saga is wrapped up quickly, I can feel better about laughing about it. Um
Yeah.
Speaking of saga, Mueller to Vancouver, are you happy about this? Are you excited personally?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I'm pretty excited, honestly. I always liked him as far as Bayern players go. If I had to pick one, that'd probably be who I'd pick. He just seems like I don't know, he's just a chill dude and he's kind of goofy and I don't know, I think he'd be good. He'd just be a funny character to have in the league, I think. Even just from that perspective, whether his playing, I don't know how well he's going to play. I think from what I've heard, it's definitely, I mean, he took a huge salary cut to come here, obviously, but he's been being paid for the last however 10 plus years, he's been paid more money than anybody ever needs. So I think he's probably just fine with it. And now he just wants to kick the ball around and have a little fun. Whether that means how often he plays, who knows? But I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, is that like a negative? Is it that he has no chip on his shoulder a bad thing, or is it like he's comfortable to be himself? I mean,
I think it's good.
he's gonna be a quote machine. Like
Oh yeah.
that is one
Oh
thing.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess
I do. I think the only thing about that, I feel like I'm interested to see what he'll think of the league because I do think it's just so different from Germany. I mean, obviously it's different from European football generally, but I mean, even just as insofar as like traveling, I mean, they're in Vancouver to go to Miami for a game. They're gonna have to be on the plane for however many, like 6 hours, and is just thinking that's probably not something that he's used to doing on a home or like on an away game during midweek or during the week. Obviously traveled for Champions League and stuff like that, but I feel like that's different. So I think there just will be some adjustments for him, but I'm confident in him.
so. You think he'll be successful here?
I think so. I mean, I think it just depends on what your measure of success for him is. I don't think he's going to be like this goal scoring machine who changes the entire course of the team, but I don't think he'll be just a retired guy. I think he'll inject some energy.
Well, one thing Vancouver usually has, and I will plead ignorance to this season, but usually they are speed demons, which almost might be a beautiful thing. Like now with him, he's not fast, obviously, like at all.
Yeah.
But if you got enough speed around him to cover him, now in his advanced age, do you think he pushes further up the field or does he sink further back like a Pirlo?
I think pushes further up, definitely from what I saw at the end of last season with Bayern, like whenever he was subbed on, which to be fair was always in like the last 10 minutes. But yeah, I do think because I mean, especially in the last year, I feel like his quality. I mean, he's had this quality. I feel like his entire life. He's not like a technically gifted player in the way that a lot of other players are. Like he's not a virtuoso at any specific thing. I feel like he works hard and he has kind of like it sounds cheesy, but like an it factor. Like he just has a kind of like a special quality that I feel like can fit. And he's also, I mean, his attitude, I feel like it really is very important. I mean, it was important for Bayern's even just keeping the team together and kind of being a leader off the pitch and kind of getting the vibes right. I've just heard that, he was super important for that. And, I think that could only help too. So yeah, I do think just back to his playing style, I do think he'll push up high and be kind of that mystery factor and probably get some goals in.
Beautiful. I hope it's an abject failure. Anyway, moving on. So a move that just feels so natural, but it's almost like the player won't accept reality. The New York Red Bulls, so Red Bull New York, has given Timo Werner a deadline of August 16th to make his decision, and they are prepared to pay him far more than I would pay him.
Yeah. And like, what is the decision? He needs to, like you said, he
just
just get out, get on
just
with it,
suck
buddy.
it up and just figure
It's
it
like,
out.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
listen, you Jersey's fine. Don't
Time
worry
has
about it.
passed for good ideas. Yeah.
Is Timo Werner a bust, or is Timo Werner just like it's just he was a very he's a very talented player, just not everyone can be Messi.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost, I wouldn't call it a bust, but I do feel like he kind of just the timing never worked out for him in a way that now I think it's almost too late to recover just career wise, like his career path. He maybe, not that he made the wrong choices, but just, yeah, timing just didn't work out for him. And I think maybe if he had had a little bit better luck or better timing and he had been, or, even like you said, maybe a little bit less of a star and less hyped, he could have probably done well for himself to kind of build gradually and continue going upwards. Whereas I feel like he just had one of those careers that was up and down, and then the timing just didn't work out. And now it's kind of sad that it's not a waste of talent, but yeah, it just is. It's not the career that he could have had.
I wouldn't say a waste. Now, I my hard hitting analysis on Timo Werner is I really feel like I hope this is still culturally acceptable to say. I think he caught a case of the yips at Chelsea and just completely cannot hit a sitter anymore. And almost getting out of that spotlight and trying something different is a must. And honestly,
Yeah.
I think
Not the first player to have that experience.
Yeah, no, fair. And Bradley Wright Phillips, and this is funny, we're talking about New York, the same team, but Bradley Wright Phillips said something in an interview in probably the year after he retired that was really interesting. And it wasn't even like a real interview. I think they just like caught him out in public kind of thing. And he was like, yeah, no. They asked him, like, what would you say to players in the English, third division, second division? He's like, no, come to America, man. Like, I was stuck on the bench on a third division team, and I came to America and was given the opportunity to play for, top flight football, and took it by the horns and became something, and it had a full career, and Timo Werner has the opportunity to come here, win 3 MLS Cups, have a massive Eastern Conference duels with Messi, and be a legend.
Be redeemed. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like what we were saying with Max too, where maybe you do just need a kind of lesser, not to put MLS down, but like like we were saying, like a lesser spotlight, and the stage is a little bit smaller and there's a little bit less pressure, but at the same time you get to really be the main guy. Whereas again, if you're in Chelsea with half of the world's population of soccer players on the roster, like that's probably not going to do it for you. So I agree.
All right. So I'm going to bring up another transfer. I don't know how much you care about this, but it just struck me as odd. I didn't hear any talk of this. Darwin Nunez to Al Hilal.
Yeah, that shocked me. Yeah.
Now, is it the bag? Was he on the outs at Liverpool, or was the Wirtz signing like?
Oh, he was on the outs. He was foots out the door. I think all year. I kind of love him because he's just such a chaos agent, but he kind of sucked last year. I mean, he was the subject of so many memes and jokes about, he was the Bamba of the team. Like every time the ball wasn't at his feet and he was in front of the goal, the ball would never end up anywhere near the goal. And some of that maybe was overblown because of a few bad times, but I think he just did have that, and it wasn't going well. And I think I knew he was going to go somewhere. I guess I just was shocked because I thought I would have heard something about speculations about where he was going if he were going somewhere, and then there wasn't anything, and all this was like a old-fashioned transfer without Fabrizio Romano. It was just all of a sudden it was done, and so.
So question is that an MLS guy? Is this like a loss for MLS, or is this like just to chase the bag? Because if you're already at the heights of the Premier League on a top 6 club, right? The only play, even in the top 5, even in the other top 5 leagues, like doesn't even matter. You're already taking a step down no matter what. So then it's like chase the bag, or was he really at the level where MLS and Saudi Arabia and Turkey are calling?
I mean, that's yeah. I don't think he was there yet. I was thinking like somewhere in Spain, kind of like a somewhere around like mid-table club in Spain or Italy, even like maybe even Brazil or South America. Probably not even there yet. But like, yeah, I was really guessing it would be Spain or Italy. Again, not like Madrid, but Benfica or something. I don't know.
I mean,
So yeah,
it's crazy. That's a lot of places they could have gone instead, and then he goes to I always screw Al Hilal.
well,
You know,
yeah,
I don't know, man. It's tough. We're seeing like I thought that wave that the Saudi spent big, and then when all the players started to leave again, I thought that was it. I thought that was like the Chinese Super League, like a blood, a
we
burst,
tried it.
and then but they're starting to like hang around. I just I wonder what that's gonna look like in the future. I
Yeah,
don't.
I wonder if they're gonna loan him out too. I mean, like John Duran is now back out. He's not in Saudi anymore, right?
Yeah, crap. Who did he sign for? I was it. Yo, Turkey. Was it a Turkish team?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fenerbahce. Yeah,
he did the MLS
yeah, loaned
Turkey
out like
Saudi Arabia in reverse order.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
um,
What a man.
you know what, man? You know, what's his nuts? Who's the guy who still plays in China? Oh, not Pedro. God, it's gonna kill me. Oh, Oscar. Oscar said he was like, I was offered generational wealth money. Like this was like, who cares? A trophy? I don't give a shit. Like, I have provided for my
Yeah,
grandchildren, and it's like
yeah,
you gotta respect it. But
yeah.
anyway,
Especially if you're someone like a John Duran or a Nunez, who like you're not. I mean, not to say that John Duran wasn't good and talented, and could have been had a very sparkling career in European football, but I don't think he was going to be Messi. I don't think he was going to be. He probably, if he maybe was smart and he was like, okay, well, this is maybe I should strike now while the iron is hot and my name is hot, and I know I'm not going to be playing star player of Real Madrid, and so this is like you said, make the logical decision, get the bag.
you
Yeah,
I mean, what is a legacy? Like, you could be the guy who broke your back and played at Madrid and Barcelona and did all that, or I lived in America, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and I played in England. Like
yeah.
it's
Although
pretty.
technically, I don't think he lived in Saudi because that was part of. Did you hear about this?
I did
He like
not.
technically lived in like in Oman or something because he couldn't live with his girlfriend in Saudi, so he would like fly a plane to training and games like every day.
A, that's
He
wild.
wouldn't fly it, but he'd be on a plane.